It's officially the most wonderful time of the year because the San Francisco 49ers are hosting the NFC Championship. Next up, the Detroit Lions. The Pride is coming into town, and the 49ers are going to need to tame the Lions. We're going to talk about it. Get ready to get your takes off right here on the WayneBreezie Show. Let's get this out, baby.
So bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Ready to go at its finest. So faithful to the bay. I be sipping gold bar whiskey on the rocks, and a 24 karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher. We so bright that we shining.
Faithful to the Bay, what's going on? Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. One of my favorite days of the week because you guys get to call in and you kind of get to get your takes off, and I could sit back and listen. I'm going to be real cool with the timer today. You guys get a 2-minute timer, and when you hear that sound, I'm just going to hang up. No, I'm just playing. But seriously, going to keep it to the time or whatnot. That's why we started the show a little bit earlier today. I have to end 15 minutes earlier so I could prep for the show on Bleacher Report. Shout out to everybody here that's watching via YouTube, via Facebook, via Twitch, via X. I appreciate you guys, man. I salute you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're not, subscribed to the YouTube channel, which is where I want you all to be, subscribe to that YouTube channel. We are over 4,800. We are under 200 away from 5K, and I promise when I get to 5K, we'll be doing a 5K giveaway for a jersey of choice. All right, so we'll be doing that, and it's gonna be cool or whatnot. But guys, thank you for being here. Listen, make sure you hit that like button. All right, and if you are new to the stream, it's your first time watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And for those that know about the Breezy Bunch crew, tell a friend to tell a friend. Become a member of the Breezy Bunch crew by clicking the join button right there on the side. All right, you can become a member and you will receive some cool perks. Today I got a long day, man. Look, long day. We got this show right now that we're doing. I just finished the Steph, John, and Wayne show. What a great time over there with Steph Sanchez and John Chapman. All right, you can check that out on their channels. Then I got Bleacher Report right after this at 2 p.m. That's on the Bleacher Report app. You guys can go ahead and download that app and watch that show. Then we have No Harm, No Foul at 4 p.m. right here with Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners. Shout out to my boy Mike. The greatest. And then I will be doing stuff for the Patreon where I'll be doing my film analysis on the Patreon, which you guys can join the Patreon. So if you guys don't know about the Patreon, you can go to patreon.com / at the WayneBreezie. Scrolling right there on the bottom screen, and you can join the tier that'll get you that film analysis breakdown. And so we'll talk a little bit about the Niners, the Packers, and then the Niners and the Lions. Look, another NFC North battle. That's crazy. The only team that the Niners didn't play this year in the NFC North, they haven't played the Lions yet, but they will be playing them in the NFC Championship, is the Chicago Bears. How crazy is that? Wow. Just hit me. All right. So they're currently 1-1 against the NFC North. They have the potential to become 2-1 and advance to the Super Bowl, and that's what it comes down to. The Niners getting into the Super Bowl and getting another opportunity to bring home that 6th Lombardi, which I just feel like it is destined to happen. This is the season, but we got some adversity setting in, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that real quick because I think that's probably the main thing worth talking about. You know what? I'm going to do a poll question. I haven't done a poll question in a long time. And before I get to the poll, I definitely want to shout out my man, Nigel. He's going to get the air horns, who just gifted a membership to the one and only Rob D. So congratulations on becoming a member of the Breezy Bunch crew. But, I was going to ask this a little bit later on Twitter, but let's ask it to you guys. Which, how do I want to say this? Which scenario... Nah, because I already know the answer. Dang it. But let me ask you this. Brock Purdy struggled a bit against the Packers, and the 49ers may be playing without Deebo Samuel in the NFC Championship game. So, you got two things. Can Brock Purdy bounce back and recover? We'll talk about that on No Harm, No Foul. And I'll be talking about, can the 49ers win without Deebo on Bleacher Report at 2 p.m. So, you guys are going to want to tune into these shows. I can tell you that right now. But you guys today are going to be able to get your takes off and things about that. I see some questions. Let's go ahead and get down to it. You guys got a couple questions. I'll take a couple questions as I see them pop up. Shout out to a Breezy Bunch member, all right, the German guy, SF. I love it. Your thoughts about the Lions offensive line? Good question. Good question. Listen, John and I yesterday did an exercise where we kind of picked our all-pro Lions-Niners team. And if you go and look at that episode, that Lions-Niners team that we picked, like 3/5 or 4/5 of 3/5 of the offensive line were Lions. And so to answer this question, your thoughts about the Lions O-line, I think they're pretty stout, right? I think they're one of the better O-lines. We talked about Jared Goff getting really good protection in the pocket and things like that throughout the season. And just to give you some preface on it, let me see if I can look this up. Welcome, Niner Fantasy, to the BB Throwbacks. We got a new member of the Breezy Bunch crew. Shout out to Niner Faithful Fantasy, man. Appreciate you, fam. I definitely do. Let me go ahead and pull up the Detroit Lions, and we can kind of break that down, right? Let's look at their offensive line. When it comes to blocking, this season, here we go. This can't be happening. All right, so this season they've allowed, and you know what I'll do? I'll compare it to the San Francisco 49ers. So this season, they've allowed 228 pressures. Okay, 228 pressures. And if you want to know how many of those pressures resulted in sacks, that's what I think everybody wants to know. They've only given up 21 sacks on the season. So that sounds pretty damn good. Okay. Now, when I go to the San Francisco 49ers, they don't drop back as much, but they've allowed 205 pressures. And the Niners have only allowed 19 sacks. Wait a minute. We're talking about one of the worst offensive lines in football, yet their quarterback doesn't get sacked as much as the better offensive line in football. Shout out to, I see Jax Knox, Ready to Go Blooded, Peachy's in the building, Manly, I'm seeing on the Breezy Bunch, VZ408, a bunch of questions, and a bunch of members of the Breezy Bunch crew out there. JP Hella Hard, what's going on? Again, congratulations, JP, on your new baby girl, man. Congratulations, dog. We so happy for you. Christy's in the building. Terrence is in the building. Snoopy's in the building, man. And shout out to everybody out there. If I missed you, I promise I'll get to you at some point in the show. So my thoughts of their offensive line is they're going to try to protect their quarterback and allow him to get the ball down the field. Jared Goff, that's what he likes to do. He likes to drop back. It's sort of like Jordan Love and take the shots down the field. He also has one of the most significant weapons in football, which will probably line up in the slot a lot, in Amon-Ra St. Brown. And so we want to make sure that we limit the explosive plays for Amon-Ra St. Brown, because that's who he's used to getting it to. All right, I see a couple other questions in here. Let me go and get to those. My man VZ408, if Deebo doesn't practice, you think he's out? Nope. Deebo won't be ruled out until the game, up until game time. That time where they have to rule him out, that's when he'll be out. Okay, so look, there's always going to be hope, VZ and Faithful, out there for Deebo Samuel. There's going to be some hope that he's going to participate in this particular game, even if he doesn't practice. Deebo is at this point where he doesn't necessarily need to be out there practicing because he is what I like to call the X factor. And it's kind of like you just give Deebo the damn football and you let him do what he does, right? And so I don't think Deebo has to necessarily practice this week, and I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him practice this week, right? I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Deebo doesn't practice. But will Deebo play? That's the question. And I know that they're 50-50 for those that don't know what's going on with Deebo Samuel. Here's the thing, right? With Deebo getting injured, the spread in this particular game, if I'm not mistaken, was at 6.5. It's interesting to see that it has now gone up a half a point. So the 49ers, the spread is -7. So I know a lot of Detroit Lion fans out there a little pissed off. Dude, you get 3 points favorites for just being the home team. So Lions, this is typically a 4-point game. Like, it's not, fans, don't be pissed off about it. Now, will the Niners win by more than 7? That's something that we're going to have to kind of pay attention to. And if you look at the experts, I mean, the experts out there, the NFL experts out there, they feel, Fernando, what's going on? They feel, let's take a look at it. So you got the NFL experts out there. Let me go ahead and remove the banner from this in particular. You got the NFL experts out there, and Jeremiah 34-27 Niners. Wolf is 31-28, and you can see it's split, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's split 5 and 5. Okay. Something to pay attention to, though. Those that picked the 49ers, they covered. Did they all? They all covered the spread. You peep that? Spread is at 7 points. That's why I got that going on for those that are watching the game. Spread is at 7 points, right? They all covered it. Jeremiah 7. Okay, Adam Rank 7. Grant 9. Maurice Jones-Drew 7. Gordon 9. And then when you look at the others, if the Lions pull it off, it's a little different. Lions will win by 3. Lions will win by 1. Lions will win by 1. Lions will win by 3. Lions will win by 1. So pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on, because people feel like if things go in the favor that they should go in with the San Francisco 49ers, that they will find a way to dominate this game. And how can you not think that? The Niners, clearly the San Francisco 49ers are the better team in this particular game, right? They're the number 1 seed for a reason. When everything is clicking, they're tough to beat. We all see, hear me out, right? All the stuff that's going on about Brock Purdy and this and that. Does people remember that the 49ers have the most explosive offense in the NFL? And all year long, they've been talking about how explosive they are. And all year long, they've been talking about the different weapons and the dynamic pieces. What happened to all that talk? What happened? What happened to all of that talk? Is it because they didn't do that in the game against the Green Bay Packers? Now you talk about a playoff game. Is it because they didn't do that in the last game of the season against the Los Angeles Rams, a game where the 49ers already had the number 1 seed showed up and they decided to rest players? Like it's got to be that, right? That's the only thing that makes any sense, in my opinion, for these national media talking heads to say the silly things that are coming out their mouths. I just want to remind them, though, that all of those weapons that they talked about all season long are still on the San Francisco 49ers. There's still a Christian McCaffrey. There's still a George Kittle, okay? There's still a Brandon Ayuk. There's still weapons. And so don't get it twisted. Now, Deebo Samuel, who's the X factor to me, does change things up for Kyle Shanahan when he plays. But don't sit there and rule the 49ers out if he doesn't play. They still have a plethora of weapons. And that's why John and I went through that exercise, because the Niners came out with more weapons. It all comes down to the plan and the execution, in my opinion. That's what it comes down to. How will Kyle Shanahan plan it, and how will those players execute the plan that he throws out there? So did we see those weapons activate against the Green Bay Packers in that win? No. But to me, that was part of the plan. Like I couldn't figure out why Christian McCaffrey didn't have over 100 yards rushing. That's how I'm looking at it. I couldn't figure it out why he didn't have over 100 yards rushing. We got a super chat contribution. Thank you. Jax Knox is in the building. She said, let's see if we can sound like her now that we know how she sound like, because she always calls in on the call-in show. They need to leave our quarterback alone. I'm really sick of it. Brock P gonna show out Sunday and silence a lot of period. I hope Jax is not offended. That is my country accent for Jax. But yes, you know what, Jax? They're not going to leave him alone. So when it comes to Brock Purdy, he's going to always have to prove himself until he wins the big game to where they have no choice. You ever, you know what, Jax? I'll put it out there like this. Boats, what's going on, Boats? Listen, man, I appreciate you. I love you. I see you became a member of the Breezy Brunch crew. Let's show Boats some love. But Boats, you've been a supporter from day one, and I appreciate you, family. Shout out to Boats out there, man. I'm not really paying attention to the chat, but thank you for coming and becoming a new member. Shout out to Boats. Jax, I do want to preface your super chat because you mentioned they need to leave him alone. I'm going to explain to you why. Brock's going to have to find a way to win the Super Bowl. Now, let's say the 49ers get to the Super Bowl, okay? I'm putting out a hypothetical. Let's say the 49ers win the Super Bowl, but it's because of it's not solely on Brock, which is weird to me because when the Niners lose, it's the quarterback's fault. But when the team wins or the Niners win, they don't talk about Brock. They talk about the weapons, which is fine. I'm just putting this out there. If Brock doesn't have a 3 to 4 touchdown game, 300 to 400 yards, 0 turnovers, it won't be because of him. It will be because of the other team messing up, or it would be because of whatever. They will find. My point is, Jax, they're going to find a way to take Brock out of the equation, move the goalposts for Brock, and so that means he would have to come back again. The Niners won. The Niners win Super Bowl. He would have to come back again and prove him wrong. So Brock is going to have to go out there and continue to make them respect him. My advice for Brock Purdy is this. I'm going to open up the phone lines right after in a couple of seconds. Listen, go get Living Off Experience, their first CD. That's called The Locks, and just listen to, I think, track number 5 or 6, Money, Power, Respect. Just listen to the song until you win the Super Bowl. That will be my advice for Brock, because it's hard to tune out what's going on with Brock Purdy, right? It's hard to tune out. So that would be it. When it comes to Brock. If he goes out there, he listens to that song and just listen to the chorus, because it's what you need in life, money, power, respect. What you see in life, money, power, respect. But listen to the intro. First, he doesn't have the money yet. He doesn't, he's not respected as far as his contract situation because he's not there yet. He hasn't had, it's not his time to be contractually whatever. He's playing on a 7th round salary. All right. So maybe because of that, he's not respected in the NFL. So the way he gets that contract is by going out there doing what he does. And then when it comes down to contract negotiations, he'll get that respect. So he'll get the money, he'll get the power, and then, they'll respect him. You know what I'm saying? Because once Brock is activated, man, it's tough to beat this kid. I think Brock Purdy is going to continue to set trends in the NFL. He's going to make it really hard for NFL quarterbacks because now, name another quarterback that's going to try to come and be efficient like Brock Purdy. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, yo. It's going to be tough to average almost 10 yards per attempt. It's going to be tough. So Brock has the only person I feel like can beat out the numbers and the stats that Brock put up is Brock Purdy. And so that is what Brock needs to continue to do. But if he just goes listens to Money, Power, Respect, I guarantee you he'll be good to go. Niner Faithful Fantasy, we'll get to this and then we'll open up the phone lines, guys. Thoughts on how the 49ers can win without Debo? See, I can't talk about it much here, but I will tell you this. They have to continue to stick to the game plan. So, for example, I'll give you a hypothetical. Let's say Debo plays. Let's say he's ineffective as far as what he does. Let's just say he's a decoy. Or let's do the other hypothetical. Let's say he doesn't play, because that's kind of like what you're asking. Because I feel like he can play and they still not use him and it still be effective, but let's just take him out of the game. You mean to tell me that Kyle Shanahan can't generate a game plan with some type of creativity to get the other 4 guys involved? And the Niners, we talk about those 5 weapons, man. There's Juice, there's Jawan Jennings, there's Ray McLeod. They might not be like the superstar status, but if you utilize those guys to their strengths, we gotta use them. We gotta use the players. Gotta use the guys that you have, because that's what it comes down to. You gotta use what you got till you get what you need. You gotta use them. You gotta use the guys that you have. So I still feel the Niners' depth with the talent is better than most of the teams in the NFL. It's definitely better than the Lions. Let me ask you this. Let's say Christian McCaffrey goes down, and let's say they lose their star running back. It would be Elijah Mitchell, an almost 1,000-yard rusher, going against the rookie Jahmyr Gibbs. I'll take Mitchell any day. I like Gibbs, but I'll take Mitchell. Because if he's healthy, we already know how dominant he is in this offense. We've seen it. I wonder if that was part of the game plan for Kyle Shanahan as well. So I believe that they can and they will, but it all comes down to the game plan and the execution. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what the game plan is anymore. I thought I knew what the game plan was, but I don't. I don't know, because I still question Kyle Shanahan's game planning. Not the play calling, much say, but the plan. Like, it's raining and we throw the ball 39 times. I can't figure that out. You know what I mean? Like, that had me scratching my head. Not that I don't want Brock to throw the ball 39 times, but if I'm cool with 39 attempts, if we ran it 39 attempts, that's balance. It comes down to that. And so that to me is most important in this game. No matter who's out there on the football field, with Debo, without Debo. So that's all I could give you. All right, there's the number 475-549-7849. I'm gonna leave it on the screen for a little bit. I'm gonna take it off. I got my timer ready, and you guys can call in. I'm gonna get your takes on this week. All right, I gotta keep my language together because I have some students watching. All right, I just got the message. Jax, what's going on? You on the WayneBreezie Show? Give us that country voice, because I tried to get you right. I thought I did.
Hello, y'all.
Hello, y'all. Can y'all hear Jax out there? Just want to make sure, because I don't sound like that. Don't sound like an iPhone volume. Can I get the thumbs up?
Well, I'm not. For one, I have an iPhone, but I'm not on the iPhone. I have my Android.
There's no reason to get defensive. I just said
I'm not. I'm just saying, because I know people like to try to come for Android. So I was just saying.
Lord have mercy.
But,
all right, Jax,
hey,
here we
in
go.
The comments. How
no,
y'all
don't
doing?
worry about them in the comments. You got 30 seconds to get your take off, because you're talking
I'm
to the
gonna go
people.
ahead. Okay, I am. Okay, so this is what I want to say. I need people to leave Brock alone. Like, this is really pissing me off, and I don't get pissed off too bad, but like, leave him alone. Don't try to act like he need Debo in a game, because I think we all was watching that game in the fourth quarter. Debo was not around, so don't say that we need Debo to win, because we don't. Now, does Debo help? Of course. Like, of course he does, but like, get off my quarterback. Like, I don't like that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you.
Give him some slack. Give him some slack. And then, who is that? Spencer? Hell yeah, Android, period.
Will
I don't
you
know what
stop
these people be talking
paying
about.
attention to the chat? I'm hanging up.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, no. Okay, so, okay, y'all. That's all I want to say. Okay, bye, y'all.
Bye, Jack.
Bye.
Bye. Look, I agree with her 1,000%. But the thing is that they're not. They're going to find something to mention about Brock. Brock can throw 5 touchdowns, and they'll talk about his almost interceptions, right? His almost interceptions. All right, what's going on? You are on the WayneBreezie Show. What's going on, Shane? How you doing, baby?
Hey, what's up, Breezy? How you doing?
I'm doing real good, fam. I hope all is well with you.
It's going good, man. I appreciate that.
That's what I like to hear. All right, man. What's your take?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I still got. I had him. So Shane will call back. There he is right there.
Hey,
It's all good,
my
baby.
bad.
It's all
My
good.
bad, dude. Okay, I'll make this quick, dude. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but with what they do with CJ Stroud editing his Christian comments and doing things for God and because of God, and then, dude, I just have a feeling it's like Purdy's Christian values are those things that the media is just they just don't like him, dude.
Good point. That's a good point.
It's weird, man.
It's funny how they fringe upon those when they talk about God, and then they try to kind of they kind of don't like those type of players. Remember Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow had to be the ultimate example. The guy that the quarterback that would kneel and pray, and they made him look really bad as an NFL football player. I mean, he couldn't throw the ball very well, but they also didn't allow him to do what he did very well much longer. And it was just like, dang. But was it because of his religious beliefs? And that's something that I never thought of. I never thought to question that. So you could be right.
I feel like there's definitely an agenda in the media. It seems clear to me now after all this time.
I wouldn't disagree with you. How you feel about this game coming up? You got a few more seconds. I want to get your take.
Oh, I love this matchup. I think we're gonna do well against them. I'm not too concerned about them. So yeah, I'm excited, bro. What about you?
Listen. This is what it came down to. I wanted to stay away from the Lions because they're kind of like that wild card. We haven't seen them yet, but listen, I don't fear them. I don't think that the 49ers fear them. And I'm with you. The matchups, that's what it's going to come down to. The matchups and how the Niners defend their matchups and how they defend our guys. And so it's going to come down to the matchups and the execution in those matchups. So I can't wait. It's going to be a thriller in Manila, baby.
Bro, the way you and John broke that down was so cool, bro. You guys got to keep doing that because it makes it like you realize we should win this game based off of the matchup. So as long as everything goes according to plan, they execute properly, I think we're gonna do fine.
Yes, sir. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, listen, thanks for
All right,
calling
thanks,
in.
I appreciate it, man.
I got you, man. Anytime, man. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, take care of yourself.
Peace. All right, I'm starting to call these numbers back. Here we go. Oh, I can't. There we go. I'm calling Jaguar back right now. I think he hung up on my call back. Let's try it one more time. Jaguar, what's going on, baby?
Hey, what's going on, Breezy?
I'm doing good, man. I'm hoping all is well with you, man. You good over there?
Yeah, all is good. All is good. I appreciate it.
That's good. That's all love. What's your take, bro, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good about going into this week. I just have a little concern more with our pass rush. Our pass rush put pressure and it did cause interceptions. But we need to get to the quarterback because that's going to be the difference. Like they say, defense wins championships. It's going to take for Bosa and Chase Young and the rest of the D-line to excessively put more pressure interior as well as the outside, even though it's not like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. They still got to take it to the point where they got to practice going forward saying, this is a real life game, but we got to practice for if we do go to the Super Bowl, we got to be ready to put more pressure. And I just have a little concern with the defense. But other than that, Kyle needs to stick to the run, take pressure off Purdy. I'm not saying that he's incapable, but if you minimize 39 attempts and give 7 attempts to the other running backs, that could get more rhythm for the play action, the short intermediate throws, and then every now and then when Purdy feels he's hot and in rhythm, he can take those deep shots that we know he can make every when they call it that number for either Ayuk or whoever. But what do you think, Breezy? How do you feel?
I agree 1,000%. Like, you got to find a way to make that number a little bit more balanced. It's not about the amount of attempts that Brock throws, especially if they're efficient and he's being efficient. If Brock goes 39 for 40 in this game, I'm like, hell yeah. But if we're running the ball as effectively, the only way I would limit the rushing attempts is if you have a lot of explosive runs, right? Let's say you get runs for 3 runs for plus 30, 1 for plus 40. That's when the rushing attempts are going to be lower. But when you're not getting those explosive runs, you got to amp them up. And so you took 7 away. 7 away from 39 is 32. That is where I feel most comfortable. Kyle has to figure out a way to run this ball. As far as getting pressure, I mean, the Niners are going to get the pressure. It's about getting the sacks. And that is going to be the key in this game, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to say thank you for taking my call. I know I was kind of bugging because it was a little busy, but I appreciate, like I said, all you do, and hope you have a good rest of the week and go Niners.
Oh, man, appreciate you, brother.
All right, you have a good one.
All right, you too. Peace out. All right, guys, I'm calling numbers back. We are in the callback mode. CJ Gray, you're next. Corey, you're on cue. I see Boats. I see Tony M in there. I got a number I don't know, but we'll get to you.
Yo.
What's going on, brother?
I'm just trying to fight myself not to spend a whole bunch of money flying to California to watch this game because we got 67 degrees, sunny California. It's gonna be a much different game than the previous week.
Yes.
But I just finished watching the JT O'Sullivan tape and his breakdown.
Yes.
Man, not a lot went right. Missed blocks.
Yeah.
Missed assignments.
Yep.
Wrong routes. Drop passes. And then Brock himself was he was missing his reads. He was off target on some throws, and there was a lot of stuff that just did not look like Brock Purdy in that game, which we are normal to see. And somehow, some way, he became himself again in the last drive. In all accounts, looking at that tape, man, there's just no way we should have won that game. It's just the football gods were on our side, and normally they're not. Normally we have things happen and it just doesn't go our way. And on a night where it just shouldn't have gone our way, it did. I hope that he can go out there and correct these things, and we can get back on track. And also, if we can just get Debo back, that would help as well. And this week, I think we really should be addressing Kyle. I know that there's been a lot of people coming after Kyle, but there's probably not enough people coming after Kyle because I just can't understand for the life of me why we're in a rainstorm with a quarterback that's clearly struggling, and our best player that was just named Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey, just was not getting the football early enough and often enough in that game. And those are pretty much the thoughts I had about the Packers. Shortly, the Lions, we should win this week just because Jared Goff is their quarterback, and he's pretty much similar to Dak with even less mobility. If you get pressure on Goff, he's just going to fold.
I mean, these are all good takes. And look, you started off your take with what you watched, and your assessment was a lot went wrong, right? So the Niners won a game with 90% of the stuff going wrong. So imagine that's almost never going to happen 2 games in a row. It never really does, right? You have an off game, and then you come back, you work on it, and you don't have off. You watch basketball, and you know how your best players just can't hit a brick, and then they miss layups, and they missing free throws, and it's the best player. And then there's a game where they drop 70. You just be like, dang, it was just an off game. Maybe it was because of all the rest. Maybe it was because of the rain. Maybe it was because when you're missing a Debo and you gotta put these other pieces out there, like a Ray or they line up in the wrong place or they run the wrong route and they do this whatever. That stuff is going to happen when you what you had planned decides to is no longer a part of the plan. So I think a lot of stuff went wrong, like you said, and I watched the film and I agree with JT O'Sullivan, and I just don't see that happening again. So I don't see that same type of game plan or that same type of execution or those same type of mistakes happening twice. All right. So I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, it only can go up from here.
It can only go up from here. That's dope, man. CJ, man, thanks for calling in, bro. All right, peace out. Guys, if y'all can try to speak up, I turn my mic volume down, but I have the call-in volume like all the way up. And some of you are speaking on, I'm talking into a microphone. They're talking into maybe Bluetooth headsets or whatever. So if you call in, maybe just talk on the receiver like old school. Maybe that'll give you a clearer volume. I'm trying. I can't turn it up much louder, but I'm calling everybody back right now. I took the number off. If you got the number stored in your phone, good for you. We're on Corey right now. All right, we're on Corey. We got Corey, a number I don't know, Tony M, Boats, and then Ricky. Corey, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Wayne?
I'm doing good, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man.
That's what I like to hear. Listen, man, I want to know how your takes on what's about to come.
Well, this is going to be interesting, but I'm going to just describe it like this. First, I want to let the people know about Deebo Samuel because I know some people are showing some concern. Now, the key thing is about Deebo Samuel is he doesn't have no hairline fracture on his shoulder. He might be a little sore, but to me, I believe deep down inside he's going to play because he really doesn't need to, like you said before, he doesn't need to practice. But I know practice does make it better to improve. But like they said, if they could use him as a decoy, I don't believe it's a bad idea because that way they'll know when to put him in the place they need him in, regardless of him practicing or not. But I think he's going to be okay because I heard Michael Irvin personally talk to him and said, how was he feeling that next day after they had a kind of a tough game against Green Bay last week with the rain being a factor. And he said he woke up the next day feeling much better and he started to move it more. It was just that particular hit. He couldn't move it that much. And so far, He says he's been feeling much better. So that's the best news you can get.
Can I give some other good news that we kind of aren't really talking a lot about? And I don't know if it's because we don't remember it. And when you talk about Deebo Samuel, he didn't return to the Green Bay game because he was getting treatment immediately to prepare for if the Niners won for the next game. So I feel like his chances of returning are greater than 50-50. And we just got to fall back and wait. Now, like I said, I don't believe he needs to practice. I don't think it's going to change anything as far as his production on the football field. If the injury is too, depending on how he plays, if the injury is too severe and he gets more injured or more banged up, I can see them pulling him out or whatever. But I think he suits up and I think he's good to go. I don't trust his ability to be out there. I think he's going to be good to go. And like I said, he already began treatment, Corey. So that's a good sign.
Oh, yes, definitely.
And then the other better sign is what you said. There's no fracture. There's no tears. There's nothing. Like it's just sore.
That's all. And usually that's normal because the sore is a lot better to deal with than the tear because the tear it tears it all apart.
There it is.
And then that could cause the season.
There it is. There it is, brother. All right, man, listen, I got to get these other callers up here, and they keep calling. I don't even know how y'all get the number. I ain't even got the number up there. But listen, I appreciate you. I was just messing with them. But thanks for calling in, Corey.
One more thing, Wayne.
Go ahead, dog.
Another thing about the game coming up, I believe since they said there's no rain in the factor.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's going to make a difference of the Niners' offense becoming more productive, and I believe the defense is going to become more charged because that way, I don't think Detroit's got players that can make like explosive plays on our defense like Green Bay did.
They have one.
They might have one, but long as they get that one lockdown on key, the rest is history for Detroit.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Corey, thanks for calling in, brother.
Anytime, bro. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Appreciate you. Peace. All right, guys, I'm charging them up, man. I got my timer going. Guys, if I call you back and you pick up, that's what's up. If not, I'm moving on. On to the next. On to the next. On to the next. On to the next. Swizzy, Swizzy. Do 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 boom. Swizzy. All right, looks like we're not going to get a phone caller. I don't want to hear your voicemail. All right, Tony M, you are about to be next, baby. Boats, you in the queue. Ricky, you're after Boats. Tony, what's going on, baby?
What's up, brother? Good talking to you. I'm watching the show as always.
I appreciate you, man. I could tell the take is coming. Let's go.
Yo, you already know. All right, so as I understand our fandom is making us stress about Debo, and for good concern, we're 8-9 without him, but we win 70% of our games with him. I get it all. But here's the take. Without trying to be so biased, obviously we love our Niners and we're biased on a lot of things when we do these takes, but where do the Lions have the edge in any matchup on the field? Defensively, offensively, do they really have such an advantage over us in any position? I think that the eye test and the stat sheet tells you the 49ers are better than the Lions. We're at home, clear weather. In clear weather, Brock is going to cook. It's hard for me, and it's hard for the players, I'm assuming, to block out all that noise from social media and sports media TV. I know they watch this stuff because 49ers comment on it. Ayuk has commented on it. George Kittle has commented on it. Debo has commented on it. That every single time they move the goalpost on Brock, it seems like the next week he comes back and does something we haven't seen, either a throw or he just does something that's like, whoa, wow, he's really leading this team. He had a bad week. It was raining. But as far as consistency goes, he showed us consistency pretty much throughout the whole year. What makes us believe that we can't beat the Lions, and not just beat them, but cover? I think we cover the spread. I think it's at least a 10-point game. I just don't see where and I'm trying. I look at it from an unbiased standpoint sometimes, and I have to go use my brain and say, reality tells me there's just no way this team's going to beat us. What's golf? Golf is what, 1-7 against the Niners?
Yeah, The one time
is that what the record is?
I don't know if it's 1-7, but I know he only has one win. I felt like it's like 1-4, 1-5, or something like that. But it could be 1-7. That one game
I don't remember. I know it's something like that.
It was because he rolled out a lot, and we couldn't figure it out. But then we did, and now he hasn't beaten us since.
Yeah, I just don't. And listen, the Packers' offensive line is way better than that Detroit line is, in my opinion. I could be wrong on it. Maybe I'm looking at that differently. But with no rain and clear weather on Championship Sunday, they're gonna come to Santa Clara and beat the 49ers?
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
No way.
It's going to be tough.
Ain't happening.
It's going to be tough. Listen, bro.
But that's the take.
That is the take. That's the take. I appreciate you for calling in, Tony. Thank you so much.
All right, brother.
All right, peace. And he's right. I mean, he can't get no rider. There's no rain in the forecast whatsoever, which means some of them explosive plays that Green Bay got was because the defenders fell and slipped. I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying that, but that's one of the reasons. Boats! We got to get Boats on here. I got 10 minutes to wrap this up, so.
Hey, Wayne.
Boats, what's going on, baby?
Not much. How you doing? How's everybody in the family doing?
The family's great. I'm doing great, and the Niners are in the NFC Championship, baby. You ready to get your take off?
I am. How's my volume level?
You sound really good.
Right?
You sound clear and good. That's what I like to hear.
Good. So my quick thoughts on the Packers game. One of the things I noticed and nobody was talking about was how much our defenders were slipping on those big plays the Packers had. Hey, that's football, that's field conditions.
It
But,
is.
that obviously made Love look a little better than he actually was in that game. We kept him under 200 yards. So, the Packers game is what it is. They got some love because of the rain, but that Packers team wasn't as good as the score made them look to be. But on to this Detroit game. Quick thoughts on that one. Goff's still in 541 in the playoffs for passing yards. I think we'll keep him under 300 with our secondary. Of course, the linebackers and the D-line. I don't see him getting over 300 yards. About 2 touchdowns, but I see him throwing 2 picks also. And how we're going to lose, if we lose this game, the way we'll lose it is going to be that running game. If we can't slow down Gibbs, that dude's fast. He can hit the corner and go just like CMC. And then, of course, as always, red zone defense. That's where we held the Packers. And I don't think our defense got enough love in that Packers game by holding them guys to 6 points in those first 2 drives was huge. They won the game for us way before the fourth quarter. So we keep that up, we just keep them out of the end zone, keep them kicking field goals. I can see a 10-point win easily. This Detroit team's getting a lot of love, but it's emotional love, because they haven't been here in 50 years. By the time I see somebody say the Lions are going to beat the 49ers, I'm not seeing anybody say how. What player, which matchup are they going to focus on? It's just more of this emotional based. We feel bad for Detroit. We gonna support them, but ain't nobody really talking facts yet about who you going to get, which linebacker you got that can meet CMC in the hole and not get his ankles broke. That's the things I want to know as a fan, especially from these Detroit fans who think that they're going to step into the ring their first time and just win it all. Like, it's just that easy in the playoffs. Like, everybody can do that. So I'm looking forward to this game. I won't be shocked if it's tight, but I see a 10-point win if we come out and play our game. And if that run defense shows up, we'll make them one-dimensional. As soon as you make Goff one-dimensional,
it is.
We'll get like we did every other time.
There it is. That's definitely one of the keys to victory, forcing especially this particular quarterback to become one-dimensional. He's immobile. He's not going to move. He does like to get outside on bootlegs. I don't know if people watch his film. That's kind of one of his strengths, but the Niners need to limit those as well and don't get beat. Don't rush. Listen, if he bootlegs to the right, the defender better not go try to sack him. Stay right there in that lane, put them goddamn hands up, and try to tip that pass because it's going to be a check down dump. I guarantee you, if he pulls off and runs, you can still catch him. He's not that guy. So that we got to play disciplined football. If he moves outside the pocket, stay in your zone. Do not move. He is not going to outrun you. Once he crosses that line, you crack him. Don't worry about the sack. Let him get 1 yard and hit him. Hit him. Continue to hit Jared Goff. It will affect all of his passes going forward. Boats, I appreciate you, man. Love you, bro. Thanks for calling in.
No problem, and I think this will be Purdy's signature game where he puts up those 300 yards and all that. So it's looking like the defense is weak passing-wise. So, but yeah, thanks for everybody. Look forward to the rest of the callers.
All
Go
right.
Niners.
Thanks, Boats. Bang, bang. That's a take, baby. That's a take. All right, got 2 more calls. I did put the number in there for somebody that asked for the number because I put the wrong number. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey. He is the Offensive Player of the Year. Round of applause, Christian McCaffrey.
WayneBreezie.
What's going on, baby? All right, man, listen, who do I have the pleasure of speaking to? Because this is your first time calling in. At least it is to me because I would have entered your name into the stuff. So who is this?
This is Snoopy Cortez, my guy.
Snoop's in the building. Cue the music. Doo-doo-doo. All right, what's going on, Snoopy?
All right. Man, I just got to say, hey, Tony had it right on, man. He was going to kind of almost took my spill word for word, but I'm going to add to it right now, and I'm going to say, Brock Purdy going to go off, man. He's going to pull the Glock out. He's going to throw for 300 yards. CMC is going to go for about 125, man.
He better.
And we're going to put it on him, bro. I'm with Tony, man. Why are we tripping? He had a bad game, bad weather. That's to be expected. Why are all these national media saying, it could have been. It could have been. It is that. That's what it is. It was the weather. We already knew that going into the game, so I don't know why we're speculating it now. It showed up. But he also said a good thing, too. Football gods were in our favor, and they rarely are in that type of predicament, and we came away with it. It's destiny, man. We're going. We're going to take this NFC Championship. We're going to go to the bowl, and we're going to put it on. We're going to get our E-Bench back, whether it be the Chiefs or whether it be the Ravens. We're going to get our E-game back, and that's what – I'm like Red Dawn, right, man? Avenge me, man. Avenge me, Niners. Let's go, baby.
I'm with you, baby. The Niners, this is the Avenger game. That's exactly what this is about to be. Because people keep saying, oh, they can't win without Debo. Okay, assemble the Avengers, X-Men, whatever it is you want to call them. I guarantee you're going to see some great performances out there in that NFC Championship game, dog.
Put another obstacle in front of us and watch us tear us down. And we're going to tear it down, put another obstacle, tear it down. And they want to keep hating on us, keep hating on us. That's cool. I don't care. The last time they started giving us props, we lost 3 in a row. So I'm not with the give us praise, give us praise. Keep our back against the wall, man.
I like
We're going to fight this thing out. We're not going to, no more quest for 6. We're going to take 6.
That's
We
it.
need to get the quest out of there. We're taking this thing, man.
That's it,
Let's
bro.
go.
Let's
you got
go.
me pumped right now.
Let's go. Listen. I hope you at work, and I hope they don't give you no hard time because that's what I like to hear, baby. Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
All right, Snoop. Thanks for calling in.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your team, man. You keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
All eyes, all ears.
Let's go, baby. We got this. We out. Peace.
Yes, sir.
I got time for 2 more callers. All right, 2. That's it. I got to do it. I got to jump off. I got to get ready for the next show. Guys, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all the calls. Again, congratulations to Christian McCaffrey, the second 49ers player to ever win Offensive Player of the Year since it was instituted in 1992. What's going on, baby?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, man, I'm good. Now that Christian McCaffrey is officially the Offensive Player of the NFL of the Year, this needs to be a good Christian McCaffrey game, right?
Absolutely.
It's well said.
Absolutely. But can I rant real fast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I need these national bum bleep ninjas to get off our quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Because the thing about it is, I think they would rather lose beautifully than win ugly. A win is a win. I don't care if we win by 1 point. Brock Purdy had a bad game, but when the game mattered, he marched right down the field and got us the win. That's the same thing that Joe Montana. That's what Joe Montana did when we had the catch. He had a bad game, but people don't remember that part. They remember just throwing the ball up to Dwight Clark, catching it, and we won the game. And that's the biggest thing. Because look, I'm not going to argue with anybody that says Brock Purdy doesn't have the physical traits of somebody that you want, but he does have the mental traits that we're always looking for. Somebody who can process things quickly. I mean, kind of like with Drew Brees. Drew Brees doesn't have some of the physical traits, but somebody who's based on physical traits are heavy being goofy and drafting a Ryan Leaf when you should have drafted Peyton Manning. And that's what I need these pundits to stop tripping on. Our quarterback is fine. Yeah, the rain affected him some, but guess what? I'm pretty sure he's going to correct some things. We will come out and we'll be better than before because, the Lions beat Tampa Bay. Whoop-de-doo. Does anybody think that Tampa Bay could have beat Green Bay or the Niners? No. And it took a Baker Mayfield
interception.
Interception. Late.
I'm sitting there eating my chicken wings, and I said, Baker is going to bake. Every single freaking game, he going to mess up. He messed that up. Baker should be fired. He messed that up. If you can eliminate and get rid of kickers from missing field goals, Tampa, all they had to do is run the ball. I'm not mad because we got the Lions, but Tampa didn't want to win that game because they clearly went away from what was worth. I just got amped up for no reason. It's not even my team. We about to dominate, Ricky.
Dude, you better say it because the thing about it is people act like they have recency bias. Yeah, we played okay against them, but guess what? We've been that team all year. So if you think just one game defines us, mean that we're now all of a sudden now we're bad, whatever, good luck because I promise you, Kyle Shanahan, Debo, even if he's not there, Ayuk, Chris McCaffrey, Juice, Juwan Jennings, everybody, they're going to play. And trust me, I'm sure the D-line has heard all about it. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be making sure they're going to be in Jared Goff's head because people act like we haven't faced Jared Goff before. Are y'all goofy?
They just don't remember. They don't remember. It's the bias.
Do you not know where we came from?
I know.
Do you know? Do you not know the streak that we have?
I know.
It's like, okay, that's why I'm like, okay.
He ain't won in a minute. I'll tell you that right now. 0-5. He ain't won in a minute. Since 2018.
But people all of a sudden now, he's like, oh, it's Jared Goff. Okay, Jared Goff's twin? It must be Barry Goff or something, because it's not Jared Goff, the same guy that we've been playing for forever.
I wish this game was tomorrow. Why can't this game be on Thursday night? I'm so amped from this call. Everybody that called in, I'm amped. But you just hit us with history and then remembrance when it came down to, do y'all know who this 49ers team is? Don't sit there and talk about the Packers. It was a game. It was ugly, and they got the win. Because guess what? If we would have lost, guess what? We would have been saying, oh, man, off season, this is what we got. We got to go fix it.
We have another opportunity.
Bro, I'm with you, brother. Yeah. Listen, Ricky, thanks for calling in. I got one more caller to get to before I jump off here.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Bang, bang, yes, baby. Sir. Peace. Look, take advantage of this opportunity, this time when you could call in, if you guys can, every Wednesday. I like this platform. I was nervous because I couldn't get the technical stuff to work, but it's working right now. Lake City, I'm calling you back, bro. But when you pick up the phone, you gotta sing to the faithful. This my singer, y'all. I mean, he's not signed to me, but he's the one that sing all the hooks. He writes and sings. Let's see if he picks up the phone. He might be at work. Lake.
No matter what I do, I keep it breezy.
Hey!
Boy, what's going on?
Yo, bro, Lake, what's going on, baby?
You know me, I had to touch base with you. You know, I ain't been on here yet, so I had to let you get that number saved, you know.
Yo, it's so good to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. You know, I gotta touch base with my brother, man, and give you one of these little quick takes, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, so my take right now is we're probably going to get a performance from the defense we've never seen.
Ooh. Okay.
Think about it.
I'm going on mute.
We've been subpar for a couple weeks, and I think this is the one where they truly show up.
If they finally get – can I tell you why I'm going to agree? They finally get the quarterback that they could tee off on.
Exactly.
I think everybody forgets that the Niners' number one goal, and if you look at their schedule, if and I don't have time, but if you go and just look at the schedule and look at all the mobile quarterbacks back to back to back that they had to play all season long, they finally get a quarterback. Even the quarterbacks, like, that they thought weren't going to run. Matthew Stafford ran the ball. Joe Burrow ran the ball, right? Even the quarterbacks that were pocket guys ran the ball. And it just forced the Niners to play defense better, differently. And I think that they handled the mobile quarterbacks really well, the best they've ever had since we've been watching them and these mobile quarterbacks. And the only quarterback that rushed for over the most against this team actually was Kyler Murray. It wasn't even Lamar Jackson. He just had that one big run. Isn't that crazy?
Right, exactly. And that's what I've been seeing. You know, the media have been killing Brock all week, but I really think they sleeping on the defense. So that's my hot take. The defense we might see a goose egg out here.
I had that moment of silence real quick. I had to pause for just a second. Yeah, hell yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
All right, now I might be pushing it a little bit.
Nah, stick with that take, bro. I'm loud now. They probably can't even hear me. I'm so loud. Goose egg. Egg.
Exactly. All right, my boy. I ain't gonna take up too much time, bro. You know I got to get back to running around.
Yes, sir.
But
appreciate you. Love you, bro.
No matter what, bro.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
We so faithful to the Bay.
Let them know. Hot stuff. Hot shit. Baby. Let's go. Thank you, Lake City. Appreciate you, fam. Yo, did y'all hear what he said? Now, listen, if I said something like that, y'all would be putting coffins out right now in the chat for me. What is Breezy talking about? He is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That was probably the greatest takeoff episode I ever had in my entire life. Y'all got me animated out of my seat. I ain't even supposed to be allowed. I'm supposed to be facilitating calls and I'm playing the switchboard. No, I'm Breezy. That was dope. Everybody that called in today, I got to go back and watch this. I'm going to go back and watch it and listen to it. Speaking of listening to it, you're going to find this episode live for those that like to listen to stuff, especially when they're out there working. It's going to be on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, Stitcher, and all those good podcasts and listening things that you guys like to listen to. So listen, be a guest, and do me a favor and make sure you guys go ahead and you leave a 5-star rating wherever you listen to it. That was a great show. Shout out to everybody that called. I got a couple of things that I didn't get a chance to read. James, I didn't mean to keep you waiting. Stuff was coming in and they were talking. James Welsh, we got super chat. Here's the foghorn for all of them. Our roster is good, if not better, than any of the teams left. He's talking about complete rosters, and it was something that I mentioned earlier in the show. This might be the first time James and I actually agreed all season long. Listen to what he's saying. That's why I think it would come down to the quarterback. And let's not delude ourselves. When you're going against Mahomes or Lamar, it's the X factor. Listen, James, no deluding going on here. Those guys are MVPs. Those guys are former MVPs. I agree with you 1,000%, James. But right now, it ain't about them. It's about what you said, and it's about getting over this game right here. And I just feel like roster base wise, the plan will be. It would be well planned game for Kyle Shanahan with or without Debo. Nick, my brother, man, Purdy ain't worried about anything but what his teammates in the locker room perceive him. One thing about his teammates? They got his back. There's a reason why I don't watch the national media. I'm kind of with you, but it's hard for me to content create without at least putting a piece of my ear out there. So I have to, but I understand why some don't, and I understand why you don't. So thank you for the super chat contribution. Miss Debbie with the super chat contribution says, it seems that no matter how well Brock does, he will be put down because of his faith and where he was selected in the draft. So 2 things: his faith, he's been clear about his faith, and now she's talking about his selection. They find it unbelievable. Here's the thing, Miss Debbie, that he's doing as well. His faith and his strength, and it works for him. Here's the thing that I get from this. Not comparing him to Jesus Christ, if you believe, but he did a lot of unbelievable things, and he was kind of like just a normal guy to everybody. And that's kind of like where I see Brock, right? They don't believe that he's out there with a winning football record, being a normal a guy, right? They without the measurables, without the talent, without the arm strength, without they don't believe that that's Brock, right? They don't believe that he's out there performing miracles, right? They don't believe it. They can't believe it. And that's what I love about him. As long as Brock stays strong in his faith, he's going to continue to do the things that he's been doing probably his whole life. And see, for everybody out there that's just getting to know Brock, they don't realize that Brock's been dealing with this adversity probably for his whole life. You know how many times he's been told he can't, he won't, you know how many times he's probably been shut down, locked down? So if Brock continues to stay strong in what he believes in, he's going to continue to persevere. Miss Debbie, thank you for the super chat contribution. And I showed this earlier, but I got to show my brother Troy some love. We take his 6. Much love. Guys, what a great show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm going to be jumping and heading over to Bleacher Report. It starts at 2 p.m. Yes, I checked my wrist with no watch because the watch is currently charged. I need a new Apple Watch, guys. If anybody out there got a new one just chilling around, let me know. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Kelts, I seen you out there, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding, bro. Love you, fam. Shout out to everybody. The Breezy Bunch crew. Appreciate it, man. We'll be back on Friday with the game plan with my man, John Chapman. Stay up, y'all. Stay faithful and always keep it nitty gritty, y'all. We out. Yeah.